going to go through a little stretch routine you can do at the end of your hinge session. So the first thing we're going to work on is hamstrings. So bring yourself into a half kneel position with one leg out forward. Now, from there, just walk the foot slightly further out. So you've got a little bit of a knee bend, but then from there, you're going to pull the toe up at the ankle. Now, to get the hamstrings stretched, you're going to really think about hinging slightly at the hip. We want to encourage this forward tilt, this anterior tilt of the pelvis. So from this position, if I anteriorly tilt the pelvis, I'll feel the stretch right in the hamstring belly. I put my hand onto the wall here. I would suggest having something to hold it onto, just because you want to be able to encourage the muscle to relax. So we're not trying to force the stretch. We're just trying to get this flow of tissue into a lengthened state, using that anterior pelvic tilt to lengthen out the hamstring. And then I'm just going to use my breath. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, exhale. Now the sensation of stretching my hamstring is softened a little bit, so I'm just going to anchor a little bit more into the stretch and go back into that breathing routine. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then you can choose to do between 3 to 5 breaths on each side, and we'll change over to the other side. So it's worth noting that this is obviously stretching the hamstring in one very particular flow, one particular line. So there's no reason why you couldn't take the leg out to the side, and then when you do stretch from there, just get a slightly different sensation of stretch. There's no reason, there's no, like I wouldn't say you have to be very specific. What I would say is I would never stretch the hamstring on the same angle too regularly. So if you're used to doing a straight leg hamstring stretch, maybe try bringing the foot across, maybe try turning the foot at a different angle, and just feel the difference in sensations. I get a stretch off to the side here, whereas the first stretch was right in the belly of the hamstring. So explore your body, don't get dogmatic with your mobility, don't just do the same angles every time, have a little play. But do use that breathing. Inhale, exhale. When the muscle starts to feel like it's relaxing, let's just go into a further anterior tilt. Let's get back to that 7 out of 10 on the stretch scale and go back to the breathing. So like I said, 3 to 5 breaths on each side. And then from there, we're going to move into a hip internal rotator stretch. So you might have done these in one of your warm-ups. You're going to set yourself up into hip internal rotation. Chest is tall. So options for people that are quite mobile, you can bring your arms around onto the back leg. I actually find, for me personally, that puts more than anything, it puts more cramping into the top of my hip. So I like to go hands behind me, chest tall, and then from there, I rotate my body. So I try and turn my sternum towards this left knee. I'm trying to think that I want to drop my left buttock into the floor. I'm trying to rotate this leg into the ground, and that's going to lengthen out the hip internal rotators on the inside of the hip. And then from there, we go through our breathing again. Inhale through the nose, full exhale. Inhale, full exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale. rounds again. So minimum of 3, up to around 5 breaths. Be a little bit careful getting yourself out of the stretch. Reposition that 90-90 on the opposite side. Take yourself into the same position, rotating at the hips, rotating at the rib cage. Same thing, we can go hand onto the back leg, but I'm going to choose to have myself in that tall position. Sometimes pinning this outer leg, so my posture here, this left leg, if I pin that down, lift tall and twist, get a nice additional feeling of stretch. But if actually pinning that knee down takes the stretch off, then of course you just listen to your body. You're not trying to force anything, you're not trying to just create a position just because I was in position. Listen to your body, find the best stretch for you, then breathe into your best stretch. And then at the end of your last breath, carefully bring yourself out of that position. So for the next stretch, you're going to need a chair, maybe a chair and a yoga block or a cushion might be handy, depending on your range of motion available to you. This one can be handy to have a prop to work off. So I'm going to go right kneeling. I'm going to raise my left leg up onto a chair, and then from here, put this up a bit close. Things I'm going to look to try and do. I'm going to try and have my pelvis as squared to the front of the chair as possible, and then from here, actually, I'm going to use 2 yoga blocks just so I can get in a nice position. From here, I can control my posture for the stretch. So from here I can go pelvis flat against the front of the chair, and I want to have, ideally, this chair is not that long, but ideally I want to have my hip, my knee shooting straight out in line with the hip, and then if I can create 90 degrees, then that's great. So I really focus on rotating my outer hip around, and I've got a deep stretch on the capsule of the hip here, and then from here, I don't really do anything personally. I've got a really good stretch. You can from here pull up into that anterior pelvic tilt, a forward tilted pelvis, to hold that position. Same thing, we're going to use the breath. Chair's nice because I can hold onto the chair, I can support my body, and the blocks are good, so you can just be quite positional to make sure you're in your best stretch. And then from there, you go through the same breathing drill. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, exhale. And you can take that up to 3, or from 3 to 5 breaths. And then from there, you change sides. So same thing, you go kneeling. One side you might be tighter than the other, so one side you might need 2 blocks, 1 block you might be on the floor. So both of them. If you are on the floor and you can't feel the stretch, then you're going to need to sink your body lower. So like I have elevated myself up to get into a stretch, for me, if you've got a really good hip socket and you're trying to stretch it, you're going to need to actually sink deeper into the movement. So you might need to move this knee back further. So everyone's position is going to be different depending on the capsule or the mobility that you're working with. So same thing, I want to try and turn my outer hip bone, so in this posture my left hip, to make sure it's kind of square to the front of the chair. Ideally I want this knee down, so I'm just going to position myself here, and then get my shin supported, and then from there I can hold that position. I ideally would have like a yoga block underneath the outside of this hip, but all my yoga blocks are under my knee at the moment, and then from there I can support myself. Same thing, if I wanted to ramp up the stretch, I could go into an anterior tilt to really ramp up the sense of stretch. And then from here, we hold. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So 3 to 5 breaths, and then come out of there. And we're going to finish off in a lumbar focused cat camel. So for this, cat camels, but now you're going to do it on your forearms. So you come into your quadruped, and then from there, you rest down onto your forearms. So by coming down onto my forearms, I sort of block in my upper body. So when I do my cat camel from here, I can really focus on the lower back part of the movement, flowing segmentally through the spine, thinking about trying to get each part of the vertebrae to move independently from one another, not just driving one big movement into the spine. So try and flow from the tailbone to mid-back, and then push the hips back towards the feet to reverse the movement, flow through the spine from there. So same thing, we're looking for 3 to 5 segmental flows. Nice, slow breathing, just to quieten the noise from the brain to the muscles. So when you go to whatever you've got to do next, you're nice and relaxed and quiet. And of course, you can take that up to 5 flows. That's a really nice little routine to do to finish off your hinge session.